In more recent versions of vSphere, we have this proactive HA capability. So this will integrate with the DRS functionality and requires DRS to be enabled and configured on the cluster. And as such, proactive HA is an Enterprise Plus feature. It also requires integration with your monitoring system. So HPE OneView, for example, make available providers that can be added into this to feed health information to proactive HA. It's very simple. We turn it on and we can configure HA to make DRS recommendations when a host is degraded. So let's say, for example, we've got a host with 2 power supplies in it. One of those power supplies fails. There is, of course, a chance that the other power supply could fail and cause some of the VMs to go down and have to be restarted by HA. Wouldn't it be better if we could proactively move those virtual machines onto another host seamlessly, so that if that nightmare situation of that power supply failing does occur, we don't see an interruption in service on those virtual machines? Again, automation level, the same as DRS and storage DRS. Manual, it will make recommendations and we need to act on them, or automated, and it will go off and do them anyway. The remediation mode, it can be either quarantine, mixed, or maintenance mode. Quarantine mode will attempt to move all of the VMs off the affected host, but it will only do so if it can make sure that VM performance is unaffected. So if we have adequate resource on our other hosts, then we will move all of the VMs off this host onto the other ones. If we can't, we'll move the high priority VMs first and then move on to medium and then on to what's left of the low priority VMs. So we might still have some virtual machines running on that host, but we're hopefully going to move as many, if not all, as possible to other hosts, as long as we can do so without impacting performance. Maintenance mode will do just that. It will put the problematic hosts into maintenance mode and it will leave them there until the issue is resolved. This could mean a performance impact for the other VMs when they get migrated to other hosts in the cluster. Mixed mode, the description there is exactly the same as quarantine mode. So you have to look at the vSphere documentation to understand what makes mixed mode different. What mixed mode does is it will move VMs off the host if there is a severe fault. However, if it is only a moderate fault, then it will attempt to move the virtual machines, but if it can't do so without impacting performance, it won't. So for a moderate or minor failure, we will move the VMs off if we can. For a severe failure, we will move the VMs off, even if it means a performance hit. On the Providers tab, you need to install a proactive HA provider to use this feature. As I said, HPE OneView, their monitoring package, offers such a provider. I'm sure Dell and other vendors do also. There's none built into vSphere, so you need to speak to the vendor of the servers that you are using. And that is now turned on. And we'll note on the proactive HA part there, we've got a red exclamation mark because no proactive HA provider is enabled on the cluster. I haven't got HPE OneView or similar to deploy, so I'm just going to turn that back off.